Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Monday, the 29th of March, 2021. Back in the greenhouse right now. It's so funny because in here right now, I just took off my hat and I'm going to actually unzip my sweatshirt. It is very warm inside the greenhouse. But outside, it is very chilly today. So I wanted to, before we get into this, and I wanted to show you real quick, we did transplant 10 plants here just to see how they would do, and they seem to be doing fine. I did water them today as well. Everything else, a lot of condensation on these. These are all the new ones we planted. A lot of condensation on those as well. So, but that's okay. So, yeah, it was snowing this morning here at the homestead. So that was interesting. That was very interesting. All right, I want to get into this topic, but before I do that, real quick, I just want to mention that the sale on my website, preppernurse1.com, is still going on, and that will be going on until April 7th. If you go to preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it drops down, you will see Legacy freeze-dried foods. You go there, what we have available is there. When you check out, 20% will come off automatically. So we're doing a 20% off sale on the Legacy freeze-dried foods. If you make a bigger purchase, obviously that adds up quite a bit. 20% is a nice savings, okay? And so definitely, take advantage of that. All right, so let us get into this topic, okay? So at the end of this month, a couple days, the moratorium, okay, on the housing, the protection for people, was supposed to come to an end. It was going to be the 31st was going to be the last day of it. Well, they have just extended that until now, the end of June. So what is it? Okay, so the moratorium is on housing evictions, so what they're doing is they're delaying people being evicted from their homes or apartments until now. It's been extended to the end of June. So it was going to end here in a couple days, and then all these evictions were going to start happening. You see the bee on there? The evictions were going to start happening, and then there was going to be, some huge problems from that point. How many people is this affecting? Okay, so because I'm going to tell you what, this is hugely concerning to me, and I'll explain why as we get further into this. All right, so you're talking about millions of Americans are at risk of losing their homes amid, the virus that's happening right now. All right, what they're doing. I got to take off my glasses. Hold on, guys. I apologize. I can see great up close, but if I have my glasses on, I can't see squat. All right. So you have the protection goes for people that are making, a single person making less than $99,000 a year, and couples making less than $198,000 a year. Okay, they must declare that they cannot pay their rent or mortgage because of COVID-related hardships that will leave them homeless if evicted. All right. So how many people are we talking about? We're talking about 10 million people are in jeopardy of losing their homes or losing, being evicted from their apartments. Now, how many people does that correlate into? So you figure 3-4 people per family, let's say 4. Now you're talking that's going to affect 40 million people. It's a lot of people to be put out on the street, all right? 21.5 billion in emergency renters assistance has been part of the 1.9 billion or trillion relief package, but it may take a while to get it to those people that need it. All right, so 21.5 billion was set aside for that. All right, so here's the problem, and this is the way I'm looking at it. Okay. Oh, okay. And the reason that that they were urging the housing and poverty people were urging the administration to extend the thing because unemployment remains above 6%, and about 1,000 people a day are dying from the virus. All right, so what is going on? What does this mean? And the whole thing like that. What's going to happen here, folks, We're talking about 10 million people are at risk of being evicted from their apartments, at risk of being evicted from their homes because they have not been able to pay their mortgages. This is a Band-Aid on a bigger problem. So what happens at the end of June? Okay, do they extend it again, or do they say, okay, enough is enough? At some point, the powers that be are going to go, enough is enough, and they're going to let it run its course. And you're talking about a tremendous amount of people out there that are going to be evicted, that are going to be, foreclosed on, and they're going to be out of their homes and stuff like that. What I would suggest to people that are in that predicament, save every freaking dime you can, because you just got a little bit of an extension, all right? So you got April, May, and June. You got a 3-month extension. It gives you an extra 90 days to put money aside, because at some point, maybe they extend it in June, maybe they don't. At some point, they're not going to extend it anymore. And you're going to be in a position where you're going to be out of where you're at, all right? I would try to save everything that I possibly could, because when that point comes, it's not like you can't say, I didn't see this coming. I didn't know this was going to happen, because of course you knew it was going to happen, all right? I've been foreclosed on. I knew it was coming. I prepared for that. I got ready, so when the time came, it was not a surprise. It was not a big deal. I mean, it's still a big deal, but if you are mentally prepared, you have your house in order, and you're ready to do what you have to do, it makes it a lot easier on you mentally and, being prepared for that situation. It's still no fun. It still sucks. Like I said, I have been foreclosed on, so I know. So I'm not coming from a point where I'm sitting on some high horse casting judgment down on people. I stopped paying a mortgage because I just, it got to a point where it was ridiculous trying to pay the mortgage, take care of everything else, and I wasn't able to do it anymore, okay? I had put myself in a situation that realistically long-term was not going to work, and that's the reality. And that was my own fault. I had nobody to blame but myself. Now, with everything that has been going on, so many people losing jobs, and everything else that is happening because of this whole situation, a lot of them are in this situation through no fault of their own, but they're still in that situation. So my advice to those folks out there, if you're watching, if you have just got this another 90-day extension, I would highly, highly encourage you to be prepared, downsize as much as you possibly can ahead of time, and just do what you got to do. I mean, take care of your families. Take care, those are the number one thing. Here's the other advice I want to give these folks, okay? Because this is a true fact. It happens. It happened to me, all right? So my home was foreclosed on. It took quite a while, a lot longer than I thought. I got a lot longer than I thought I was going to get. Realistically, for me, I was in my home for over 3 years before they finally sold the house at auction. So what happens at that point? Now you're still, and here's the key, folks, okay? Remember this. This is important. Don't leave. Don't leave at that point, all right? When the house is finally foreclosed on, what will happen is, and they sell it at auction, let's say a bank buys the house. What will happen is whatever real estate company that they're working for, they're going to come to you, okay? And a lot of people don't realize you want them to come to you. You want them to come to you. What they're going to do is they're going to make you an offer, okay? They're going to say, now think about this. You haven't paid your mortgage in XYZ amount of time, whatever the time frame is that you haven't paid your mortgage. They're going to come to you. Now this is for homeowners. This isn't for renters. Renters, when they're telling you you're going to be out, you're going to be out. But this is for homeowners. They're going to come to you and they're going to make you 3 offers. They're going to make you a 15-day offer, they're going to make you a 30-day offer, and they're going to make you a 45-day offer. All right? The farther out it gets, the less money that they're going to give you. They're going to give you money to leave that home in broom-swept condition. So in other words, you don't go in, you don't destroy the home, you don't rip out all the copper, all those type of things, okay? So you get your stuff out of there, you have it in broom-swept condition. The guy comes, you set a date, if you're doing 15 days. I did 15 days when I did mine. The amount of money they gave me to be out in 15 days was well worth it in my opinion. But I had prepared ahead of time. We already had the property here. I had a camper on the property here. We had the camper was here actually, and the camper was partly in this area here. Obviously now the greenhouse is here, but we had a 37-foot camper, and we had the shop. So we were at that point where we knew it was coming. So they gave me the 3 offers. I told them we'll be out in 15 days. So that 15th day, the realtor came to the house. We were there. We met him at the house. He walked through, saw that the house was scored away, broom swept condition. You don't have to scrub everything under the sun, but you don't leave it a mess either. So you get all your garbage out of there, everything's out of there. And then he hands you a check for whatever amount of money that you've agreed upon ahead of time. What I did, and he says, yeah, you can go right down to my bank and you can cash that check. And I went right down to the bank, and I'll never forget this. So I get to the bank, and the lady says, well, do you have an account with us here? And I said, no, I don't. She goes, well, it's a $10 charge to cash this check if you don't have an account here. I went, that's fine. Cashed the check, handed me the cash, and we were on our way. So yeah, is it crazy that you get rewarded at the end? Absolutely. But hey, that's how the system is. Take advantage of that system, okay? So my advice to people, if you have your home and you haven't paid your mortgage, because again, I'm not telling you from BS, I'm telling you from personal experience, okay? My house was foreclosed on. Good, bad, or indifferent, people can judge me for it or whatever the case may be. That's fine, I don't care. You can take your moral high ground and you can do whatever you want to do with it. But I did what I needed to do at the time that was best for my family. So I did what I had to do. But my real estate lady that I was talking to, that's the biggest thing she said, don't leave. Now, this real estate guy that came to me, gave us the offer, because he tacked it up on the wall, or the front door, left the number, I called him, and then, we did our discussion. He came over and we talked. He said there was a guy that he was trying to track down that had been in a house for XYZ amount of time, and it was quite an extended period of time, that he was trying to give the guy money to leave. Trying to give him money to leave. Could never get a hold of the guy because the guy kept dodging him, thinking that, he would just ride it out as long as he could. So he missed out on that opportunity for that money. That money can make a difference of how well your transition is to whatever you're going to be going to next. It makes a big, big difference, okay? So that's a one piece of advice I would give anybody that is dealing with this situation. But my advice again, while you have this extended period of time where you can continue to stay in your home, not be evicted, take advantage of that. Save that money, prepare, be ready, downsize, do what you need to do. I hope this helps. Again, like I said, it's not anything that I'm proud of. I'm not like, ha 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 ha. I'm not proud of what I had to do. I had to do what I had to do. I put myself, nobody else did it, I put myself in that situation, okay? And so, unfortunately, I had to walk away from it. And, it worked out. It actually worked out. We had some struggles here at first. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it was much, much tougher than I thought it was going to be. But, it's, you deal with what you have to deal with. So, anyway, I hope that helps. Again, after that time period is up, you're talking about a tremendous amount of people being put out on the street. Not a good situation to be in. And so think about what you want to do. Make your plans. Be ready. The best that you possibly can be. Try to save as much as you can. And again, don't leave. Wait till they contact you. Okay? So go from there. All right, guys. I hope this helps. And man, it is freaking. I've just been outside, okay, and it is absolutely cold outside. The wind is blowing. Like I said, it was snowing this morning. It might be 40 degrees if we're lucky. In here, it's got to be almost 80 degrees in here. It is really, really warm. So anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. I definitely want to hear your feedback on this video. I think this is really important. We're facing a huge housing crisis in the not too distant future, because at some point they're going to end this, and then the chickens come home to roost. So just do the best you can. Anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. Also remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching those goals is you. All right? For those people that are renters that are in the same type of situation, essentially when this grace period ends, you're going to probably have about a 30-day period of time, because I really don't know how it works as far as evictions from apartments. But I'm sure they got their paperwork all ready to go and they want to get people out. Okay? So just, again, take this extra 90 days that we have right now, and again, hopefully it gets extended for people. I don't know if it will, but if it doesn't, be ready. Okay? I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now. And now I wanted to show, some people were asking, there's the fans, guys. Solar fans on top of the greenhouse circulating the air. All right?